The red light is blinking, and that means we're recording the latest episode of Three Men and a Baby Face. I am Kaiser Soze, and as always, I'm joined by the greatest casters of thought. I'm talking about my boys down in Southern Florida. I got my man, my frat brother, Neo Gotenks. What's good, Neo?
Bacalao.
Of course, I got my man, Smooth B25, somewhere down there.
What's up?
And his little cousin, the baby face of the group, my man, Sonic Nerd. What's really good, Sonic?
Good, man. How are you?
How are you, man? Hey, so we're actually making some progress here, right? First of all, I want to thank everybody for showing up again. We're actually getting some followers here, and I want to thank the guys over at cosgamer.com who have been featuring our videos. I want to thank the guys over at gameraven.com who are featuring our videos. And like I told you last time, they're doing some giveaways to people that actually come through and watch our video through them. So thank you, thank them. And actually, guys, you know, I'm going to start right there. We got to get right into this bitch, right? If you look over on GameRaven.com, this week they're actually featuring some articles on Black Friday. And we all here are really intelligent consumers. We're guys that take advantage of Black Friday to the fullest. I thought that I'd be like, yo, this episode, this next one coming up, let's go ahead and just spit out some of the deals that we're taking care of. Because we have been hitting, whether you've been on slickdeals.com, slickdeals.net, or you're getting the you know, all these websites are getting their ads scanned and leaked, and we know what the deals are. Let's go ahead and express what we think are the best deals to our fans. Let's start off with my frat brother, Neo Gotenks. Neo, I'm sure you got some Microsoft-centric shit to share with the crew. What's up, man?
All right, yeah. So I got a couple of stuff. So right now, Microsoft is giving $50 off every Xbox. So Keep that in mind. Now I've got a few steals. You know what I mean? Let's say DELL. DELL has 500 gig Xbox, comes with Battlefield, comes with Gears of War, comes with an extra controller, and that's $250.
That's what is that the S or that's the regular one?
Yeah, so that's $250. So that's not bad.
Is that what the S?
I'm sorry?
Is that the S?
Yeah, that's the X. That's the S. The only difference is it's a 500 gig, but still you're getting Battlefield 1, Gears, and an extra controller just for $250.
Listen, but
you know the thing last year about Gears, anytime you got Gears last holiday season, you also got to get all the backward compatible games. You got to get part 1, 2, and 3. So that was a huge deal that last year. I think the cool deal about that is Battlefield 1. I mean, all of our PS4 players, all our PS4 game friends, all our PS4 friends are playing Battlefield 1 right now, including Sonic. Sonic, how's Battlefield 1? How's it coming along?
I mean, Battlefield 1 is amazing. It's always incredible. My only thing with this deal is, so you get Battlefield 1, you get Gears of War 4, and then you technically get Gears 1, 2, 3, and Judgment. By the time you install all those games, there's your 500 gigs.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, plus all the updates.
Don't worry,
so,
I got something for you. I got something for you.
External hard drive, here we go.
Let's go to the next one. So, next deal is for Target. At Target, any Xbox One S console, you get a $40 gift card. So, I mean, it depends because you can end up getting, I think that the 500 gig Xbox One bundles may come with Battlefield or with Gears. So you might be able to swing, it's basically getting $40 cash.
Plus you could get Titanfall 2 for, I think, $35.
No, so, dude, that's down to 30.
Down to 30 at Walmart
30 right now.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. $30. So you can technically pair that
out there right now.
Yo, how the hell did it get to $30 in 2 weeks?
It's
because nobody's playing it. Nobody's playing it.
This is Battleborn type numbers. You know what I mean? Like, this is Battleborn type shit.
Yeah, but that's funny. It's funny that you say that nobody's playing it. It's like the game that everybody is talking about, but nobody's actually playing.
Yeah, you know, that just goes to show you how it's all about expectations. The fact that we expected shit from it, now everyone's like, man, this is so good, you need to try it. If it had actually sold well, people would be shitting on it. And they'd be like, Battlefield is much better. Like, there's so much bias now, man.
If they didn't have the beta, I feel like it would sell better.
Yeah.
Because remember, they had 2 betas. The first beta, I didn't get to play it, but I know Soze and Neo got to play it. Both of y'all didn't like it, right?
Hey, how long did Neo play it for? I forget.
Hold on, I was at your house. Was it 26 minutes?
26. I think 25 or 24 minutes.
No. He played at least 10 to 11 matches. He's sure of it. Come on. It's documented. He told us.
No, but I think their beta was bad. It was like Evolve bad.
I mean, see,
Right.
to me, Evolve was broken. I didn't think Battlefield was broken. It showed me exactly what I'm not crazy about Battlefield. The open spaces, the
All
fact
right,
that there's a lot more wait and see to it. It's
All right.
not.
Anyway, let's move on.
All
Let's
right,
move
so
on.
check
I
this
don't need
out.
to hear
Real
this.
quick,
I don't need to hear
okay, so
this.
these bundles are for 500 gigabytes, man. Go get yourself an external hard drive.
Don't
You can reformat pretty much any external hard drive.
I got you. So check. All
Okay.
right. So ready. So right off the bat, if you're gonna get this console, spend $250. All controllers on Microsoft.com are gonna be $40. So you get yourself a nice controller with the grips. The $40 is about as cheap as you're gonna get without it being kind of refurbed. I've seen some like random deals for it being $35, but $40 is solid for you to pick any color that you want, etc.
Let me ask you this: is that $39.99 Xbox One controller deal for custom controllers as well? Because you know how now
no.
you can.
But I
man.
got something for you,
Damn.
though. I got
You
something
know
for
it's
you.
not, man. Stop trolling the man.
For everybody
Man.
who wanted a custom controller, right now they're doing the free engravings. So for Black Friday, you get your name in there or do whatever you want, and that's free.
Hey, I'm saying everybody wants a controller that matches their current pair of Jordans. Let's be real right now. I want that cool gray with the baby blue undertones. That shit will look
Yeah.
dope.
You know what I'm saying?
So to round that out, let's say you get a console, right? I'm doing a $40 gaming starter pack. These are games that I'm gonna suggest that I think are fun. They're dirt cheap, and I think that these are games that you can get your money's worth easily. So right off the bat, GameStop is gonna have Batman Arkham Knight for $10.
Whoa.
If you haven't played that game for $10, I mean,
Okay.
that's
Is
like
that
a
the game of the
that's a
year
good
edition?
start.
like
That's
a
a
must.
that's a hard start right there.
Okay.
Is this the game of the year edition though, or is this the standard version?
I mean, it's the standard version, but
Come on,
I
man.
mean,
Stop trolling the
All
man.
right.
I mean-
Anyway, go ahead.
I mean-
Sorry.
Neo, let's keep going. Can you mute him? Go on.
all right. So Sunset Overdrive, Toys R Us. You can't even guess how much it's gonna cost.
It was free on Games for Gold like 2 weeks ago.
No,
That's what
come
I'm
on,
saying.
man.
Yeah.
Look,
And the game was kind of trash, so.
look, it's
Hey,
five.
hey,
It's
easy
$5.
there, easy there.
It is not trash.
$5?
$5 at Toys R Us. $5,
Alright.
man.
It was
Stocking
good.
stuffer.
$5.
Stocking
Nah.
Yes,
That's
yes.
a great game. though.
Exactly. Stocking stuffer for anybody
Hey,
you
Like
know.
if you have to buy a friend of yours that's a gamer and you absolutely have to buy him something, but you don't really want to buy him something,
Yo,
Get him
Secret
something
Santa.
Overdrive.
No.
Secret Santa, right off the
If
bat.
somebody got me that, I'd be pissed. That's all I'm
Come
saying.
on, man.
Whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
It's Oprah.
Hey, listen.
Oprah.
All of our
You get
listeners,
Sunset
don't
Overdrive.
listen.
You get Sunset Overdrive.
Hey, Sunset Overdrive is a great game. Don't listen to these guys. This is a great game. I paid $60 for it, and I felt like I got my
Oh
money
my-
for it.
That's why you think it's great.
No, it's a
Wouldn't justify
really
your
good
$60
game.
purchase.
It's
Look,
a
look,
really
I paid
fun
60
game.
It was
for
Games
it
for
too.
Gold
Pick
in
it up.
5 months.
I paid 64 too, and I got it digital. But
man,
all right,
no,
so
but the
so
story-
so let's
Yeah.
keep
These
it
are tales
moving.
of early
Free, I
adopters.
still
Here are
didn't like
tales
Yo,
of early
let's keep it
adopters.
moving. Let's keep it moving. So Walmart, right? Shadow of
If you
Mordor.
tell me that Rise, Son of Rome is like fucking $2.50, I'm gonna flip it up. You better not bring that shit up.
Shadow of Mordor is $8 at Walmart.
Very
That's
good game.
that's pretty
Very
good. That gives
Underrated.
you your little bit of Assassin's Creed, a little bit of stealth, So that's a good cop. And my surprise right now is really Recore. Recore is at Walmart for $15, and I think that's the ideal
Really?
price for this type of game.
I
For
didn't know
$40 is pushing it, but at $15, I think it's a must cop. So
I thought I was done with my Black Friday shopping. I got Watch Dogs 2, I got Titanfall 2 for $30 a piece. Recore at $15. I think I might have to jump on that.
Yeah.
and that's the
Yeah.
combo pack right there. That's 4 games under $40. Under
Wow.
$40.
No, you came hard, bro. You came hard because
Wow.
that and also Arkham Knight, which I haven't played. It's the only one I never got around to playing. I'm definitely copping that for. What'd you say, 15?
Yeah. So Arkham
Yo,
Knight's
that's
10.
legit.
Arkham Knight's 10.
10.
10.
That's a
So
must.
that's straight up.
Yeah, and if you get one of those smaller drives, go ahead and get yourself an external. Look, I want to real quick share my story about last year. All right, last year around this time was when I really took advantage of. I mean, literally, guys, this year I bought 3 games. I bought The Division in April. That was the first game I bought in 2016. I bought Overwatch, and then I bought The Taken King DLC for Destiny, and that was literally because I did so well last year on Black Friday. I remember I upgraded my console to the 1 terabyte. That got me the rare replay. I got the Gears of War with all the backwards compatibility. I got Ori Blind Forest, whatever that game is. Got that bitch. Then you got Watch Dogs. I believe it was like $10.99 at Best Buy. It was cheaper new than it was refurbished. It was out of control. And then we got, I mean, literally, you took advantage of, I'm sure somebody here is going to talk about the buy two, get one free. All right, last year, again, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, again, Call of Duty, and the third game's not coming to me right now. But the point is, between that and my commitment to playing the free games with gold, bro, I made it the whole year with only 3 purchases. And if you check my gamer score, you won't believe it, man. It's like 1,000 from Assassin's Creed China. That's like $5. You know, like Tomb Raider was free. That's like 800 achievement points. Watch Dogs, I mean, I'm really just fucking hitting them and completing these games. And that's what I'm looking forward to this year. That's why I said we need to talk about this. We need to fucking be intelligent consumers here, because I made it through this year buying 3 games. And if somebody just bought a crib and got married, I mean, I was going to get, there was a budget this year. You know what I mean? So we made it happen because of Black Friday.
So you're saying
Neo came hard.
So you basically saying that Xbox Live, PSN are must-haves for the free games.
Now, I'll tell you this much, is I'm the type of dude that actually downloads every free game. I download it because the way I see it is it's yours forever. You know what I mean? Like, it costs me nothing. I don't actually have to install it. You're just buying it when it's free. So when I get around to it on a really bored Saturday, I open up the random ass Max, whatever that game was, you know, and I open up the Castle Crashers, whatever the free game is, and I try it. You know, and that's how I find out that games like Child of Light are sick as fuck. You know, and Tomb Raider, that's an amazing free game.
Great game.
Last year.
Far Cry Blood Dragon is soon, right? It's out already. Yeah,
it was Far Cry. I tried to download it today, but it wasn't working. So I'll try it again tomorrow. It was bringing me to like a different game. I'm not sure.
Oh, one last thing.
You know what, though?
One last thing.
Yeah, go ahead,
So we were talking about the 500 gig Xbox One S. So above everything that I just told you, right? I think the most important purchase is this.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, this is a 1 terabyte drive. It cost me I think it was like $50. This was I got this maybe a year ago, right? Right now you can get 2 terabyte drives. You can go buy any Western Digital Seagate, you know, external. You plug this in, and you pay. Let's say you might pay $75, $80 with this Black Friday. You might even pay $60. This amazing. I upgraded from the Xbox One to the Xbox One S. Literally unplugged, plugged in, all my games. Done.
No, and you didn't have to reinstall.
No
either,
reinstall
so
anything.
Right,
literally just plug in, was rocking and rolling. I haven't tested this out yet, but the next thing is they said that if I take this with me and I sign into any Xbox, my games are right there. This is the future. This is basic. You know, I used to tell people that digital is the future. I still think it is, but this is the future. This is, remember when you used to bring your discs in your backpack or whatever, all the games, right? This is what's gonna go in your backpack now.
Wow. So
until they come up with a console that you can literally just take with you wherever you go. Maybe plug it in with some of your friends. Until that day comes, I don't know.
Okay.
Hey,
how did Soze do this and not Smooth?
Like that hey, my man, Smooth B25 is gonna hit y'all off with some Nintendo deals, and of course he's the man with the projector behind him. So I'm sure you got me a projector deal in there. What's good, Smooth?
So Nintendo, this time of year, I mean, 3DS and Wii U are on the way out. Not a whole lot of deals, but I do got some goodies for you guys. So as you know, the Nintendo dropped the NES Classic last week. So if you can find one, you can get one for $60. Includes 30 games. It has pixel perfect mode. You can view the games look really good on a big screen. And then, of course, we got Super Mario Run coming out on iPhone on December 15th.
Real quick, before you move on to Super Mario Run. All right, that NES Classic thing. The real deal there is that if you find it, you could probably sell it for about 5 times the price that you pay for it. So that's the real deal. Is you could probably get all your Christmas shopping if you sell it to one of your hardcore Nintendo friends.
I mean, the big question is whether Nintendo's gonna actually have enough supply. You know, didn't it sell out within hours?
Well,
no, but that's their MO.
They have supply through the holidays, but we've heard that before with the Amiibo, with the Wii. I mean, who knows? It's a crapshoot. So
smooth. Put in a phone call. Find out.
See what I can do. I'll see what I can do.
Yo, you know what I do like though, Smooth? Is I don't remember if it was you or a buddy over at Cosgamer, but somebody posted the picture of like a Super NES Classic, the SNES. So basically like a miniature version of the Super Nintendo, and it would also have 30 games, and it was just a mock. It was just an ad hoc draft or whatever. But
so that I would buy.
Thinking, like, imagine if this does really well. I can see that happening next holiday. We got the Super NES and then an N64. Yep. That actually makes me want to buy the NES
Hold
mini
on, hold
console
on.
thing
And
because
that's
I would
just
love the collection.
That's just to compensate for the lack of releases from Nintendo. That's all.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
When in doubt,
They're just
when
coming
in
out
doubt.
with $60
I
boxes.
swear to
with,
God, and it's like
shells.
Yeah.
they give their fans the Kool-Aid, and it's like they completely forget that they haven't had a Zelda in like God knows how long, that they haven't had a Metroid in so long.
I don't need a Metroid.
Hey man, it doesn't matter. We got the Switch coming out in March, but until then, this holiday, Super Mario
Until then,
Run
you can
on
trade in
iOS.
Your Wii U. Tell me for how much.
The Wii U, still $299 for I don't know what reason, but if you check out Nintendo's eBay official store, you can get the deluxe Wii U bundle for $215. That includes Nintendo Land and Mario 3D World. And then you run over to Target, you take care of the buy two get one. Check this out: you can get Wind Waker, $20, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, $20, and then your free game, Pikmin 3, Bayonetta 2. That's a lot of good games right there. So you're looking at 5 really good games for $250. So for anyone who missed out on the Wii U, you have any family members, young kids who needs a game console, I mean, you can get, a console, 5 games, really cheap this holiday season.
That's okay. That does give the Xbox deal comp for a little kid. For someone who's, let's say, under 12, that you want to get them something, you spend the same amount, you get 5 games. The one thing, as much as I am kind of anti-Nintendo, the one thing that I have to admit is, goddamn, those games retain their value. The consoles retain their value. How are they selling the Wii U for would you say 220, 260?
It's $299 still full price.
How is it
The same price as an Xbox One and a PS4 Slim right now.
I'm telling you, man, when Nintendo gets those hooks in you, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it took like 3 years for Mario 3D World or 3D Land or whatever to go down to $20. Years
they
after
have the Nintendo Classic Collection now, so
yeah,
much of those games are on there. But for forever, it was still $50, $60. Their Black Friday deal was $49.99.
Yeah.
What's the Mario Run deal? What's up with Mario Run? You excited about that shit?
Not really. I mean, if I want a Mario fix, I still have my Wii U. I'll play it on that. I'll probably download it to check it out, just like I did with Miitomo and Pokemon Go, but I don't see myself playing it more than a couple days. But for those who've been begging for it, like the investors and a lot of people on iOS and Android, I mean, they're going to eat that up. I mean, it's already past like a couple billion in pre-orders, so
yeah,
it's going to be very
that's just going to print money.
Yeah.
It's not even a free game. How much is it?
Well, it's free, and you get the first couple levels, and then you can pay, and then you unlock the rest.
Yeah, and it's like it's like the other typical runner games, right? He's in the middle of the screen, and you tap the screen to make him jump and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not a true full Mario experience, but I mean, it makes sense. That character makes sense in that type of game.
I think the one cool thing that I like about it is that it is like a speed run. I mean, I'm pretty sure that everyone has experienced this. You've tried to beat the level of Mario without kind of like slowing down. You're just gunning it.
Oh, of course.
That's pretty. I think that's what it's going to be, basically.
I mean, here's the thing, though. Is that there's already a runner game for Sonic, and that made perfect sense because Sonic is super fast, and there were, you had the platforms and you had rings, and you try to collect as many rings as possible. Where Mario, I hope they at least do stuff where you're gonna do like double jump and triple jump, or you're gonna have to do
double
like
jump.
But it's
double jump, triple jump, wall jumps.
It's a side scroller though, right?
Walls.
It's a side scroller, right?
Side scroller or moving forward? I thought it was a moving forward, like perpetual forward game.
Temple Run.
It's a side scroller, but they add some controls where long press, double tap, triple jump.
Oh, so it's left to right. It's not like Temple Run like Sonic was saying. So this is not a.
It's
over
like
the shoulder.
Like Jetpack Joyride.
Okay. All right. Well, Nintendo, basically, for Nintendo, I think the best deal is really if you go ahead and just buy the console and everything that has to offer. For $250, you pretty much got everything you need, for the lifetime of that console. So I'm good with that. I'm going to pass it on, guys. We got to get this thing wrapped up, and I'm going to pass it on to somebody that I'm sure has got a lot to say. Because besides my man Sonic Nerd spitting out some PS4 deals, I'm going to do my best to troll him a little bit and get him to spit the guts on his PS4 Pro impressions, because he was supposed to do an unboxing and something went down that prevented the unboxing from happening. So first give me a deal, Sonic, and then I'm going to get pissed off and talk about the unboxing. Go.
All right, all right. One thing at a time. Let's start with the PS4 deal, shall we? So, if you are one of those people who still owns a 1080p TV stuck in the Stone Ages, you can by all means get a PlayStation 4 Slim, 500 gigabyte unit. It comes with Uncharted 4, Ratchet and Clank, The Last of Us Remastered,
Ratchet and
all
Clank,
at
one of my favorites.
Walmart. All at Walmart. Plus, you get a bonus $30 gift card, which you could use for Titanfall 2. So this is probably the strongest console deal that I've seen across all, between Nintendo and Microsoft and Sony. This is the best.
And it actually is the number one video game deal for me. That is the deal that I'm going for. I'm spending the 30 probably on. I believe is Last of Us included in that bundle?
It is, yes, it sure is.
All right, so it's I'm probably gonna go with why can't I remember right now? It's God of War. I'm gonna get that God of War remake.
Yeah,
the God of War, some Last of Us, and I'll have some Uncharted. So I'll be good.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna get into some TV deals real quick because
so how
many
much
of you
out
there.
That, you didn't say the price.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was $299 for that. So it's basically the cost of the console.
No, man.
I missed something.
A $250 deal.
So
Soze, $250 deal.
Are you definitely in for a PS4 this Black Friday?
Yeah, I'm buying the PS4. Yeah, but not that deal. That's not the deal I'm getting.
Am I the only person, the only dark horse right now?
I thought you had to. Oh, no.
I'm the only one fighting the good fight right now.
No, you're not.
Oh,
not really.
I'm not jumping off Microsoft bandwagon. I'm still gonna be there for Overwatch and Destiny 2 days a week. But I'm gonna play me some Uncharted. Really, what I'm doing is my man's giving me the Uncharted collection, so I'm gonna play through that. It comes with Uncharted 4, so that'll be my game on the off days. I'll finally be able to play. Guys, everyone at home, as hardcore of a gamer as I am, I've never beaten an Uncharted game. So it's only right that now is the time.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
That ain't right. Look, I'm telling you right now, that ain't right.
That ain't right.
There you go.
Something is not right about that.
You're damn right. So this is good. But here's the deal, though, is I believe that for Best Buy, you won't get the $40 or the $50 gift card. But I believe that same deal is $250. You're going to get The Last of Us and Ratchet and Clank It. You're going to get both of those digitally. And then you get it's the Uncharted 4 bundle. So then the only game I would have to get is, like I said, the collection. I would have to get the collection.
Right,
but that one's $250, but you don't get a gift card. My bad. Keep going, dude.
Got you. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about the people out there who are going to be purchasing a PlayStation 4 Pro. Okay. Like myself, you're going to need a 4K TV to take advantage of this thing.
No, you're not. No, you're not, Sonic.
Well,
because
yes.
You already own a 4K TV. You were ready. You bought this months ago.
All right. So let's get into the story, shall we? Let's get this out of the way. So.
Fuck a deal. Tell me what happened.
All right, so this is what happened. Last week, Thursday, was the launch of the PlayStation 4 Pro, right? I had my console pre-ordered at GameStop. I had already traded in my PlayStation 4, plus I traded in a few games. So in the end, I ended up paying a little over $150 for the console, right, to pre-order it.
And I think most of us supported you on that. Sonic, most of us supported you on that.
Yeah,
because if you got the money for it, and you're a PlayStation dude, fuck it, man. And you got a TV. Honestly, with my thing is there's such limited amount of content for 4K, you can justify having to get it. You're like, what the fuck do I want this TV for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So I had your back.
I needed to see something in 4K, right? So this was the way to justify it. So I go to GameStop. I'm all excited to get my console. I come home. Now, we were supposed to do an unboxing video, but I couldn't wait until, all the men got home from work. So I went ahead. I opened it, hooked it up. And I said, all right, I'm going to hook it up, see how 4K looks, then I'll put it back in the box for the video. So I hook it up, and lo and behold, I go to my settings, and I see it says 1080p by default. So I'm like, all right, let me change this bitch to 4K. You know what I'm saying? So I select resolution, and lo and behold, I see 2160p is grayed out, and then it says unsupported. And then I said, okay, wait a minute. It's probably a little glitch. Just restarted the console, booted it back up again, went back to the sound and screen tab in the menu. Okay, resolution still unsupported. So I said, all right, something's not right here. I Googled like crazy to find out if other people were having this issue. Turns out this was a common issue on release day, but there was a workaround for it. You had to go into like safe mode and then change the resolution there. Long story short, guys, I tried every single thing that people were doing online, and it still did not work. apparently, after doing some research and after being on the phone with Vizio, which is the brand of TV that I had, the HDMI ports did not support HDMI 2.0. So it had everything. It was 4K, full array, local dimming. It was a beautiful TV. I'm so sad that I have to sell this thing because I was so happy with the picture, but the truth is that TV is not compatible with the PS4 Pro. Okay.
Yeah, it turns out there's a lot of TVs out there that are not, and also I know there was
hold on.
Hold on. There's a petition going out for LG because there's a 4K TV with HDR that HDR mode doesn't work when you're in gaming mode. So even if it does work, you still couldn't take advantage of some of the features because the TV manufacturer just wouldn't update it and didn't support it. So for those of you who felt you were future-proofing yourself by buying a 4K TV without content, hoping that whatever you buy later on would work, it left,
So Sonic, I'm gonna tell you. I don't want to overtake your story, but I want to tell you something, and I'll tell you how I ended up getting the Vizio P55 that I have. So like a few months back, Amazon had like a crazy sale, right? They had a 1080p TV. It was a Samsung. Was amazing. This 4K HDR, whole 9 yards, supported everything, right? So I go plug it in. Yeah, it looks great, right? And then all of a sudden, I start to see reviews. Obviously, I had bought it on the Lightning deal, so I had no choice. I start to see the reviews, and they say just the exact problem that you had. The HDMI ports are not 2.0, so it is 4K streaming.
Yep.
4K streaming
exactly.
only. So then I said, well, what do you mean? And they're like, yeah, if you use the Netflix app, you can look at stuff in 4K. If you use one of the Samsung apps, you can use that. So what did I end up having to do? Returning it, and then ended up on a trip to Best Buy to buy the P55.
Right, and it's worth noting that the P series that Neo has is the new P series. I have the first run of P series. So when they announced the P series, I was there like a month later for that TV. So that one was built and manufactured in 2014. His was manufactured in 2016. So guys, be careful with those older TVs if you're in the market for a Pro.
I got another friend that today is Thursday. Today is Wednesday, and this shit's been out for a week now, and he just got audio to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the hell has to happen for us to realize that early adoption is not a good idea. I don't know what the fuck has to happen to us. It's like,
I don't know either, man.
USA, man, we are ignorant.
Hey.
The moral of the story, don't buy a console or TV at launch, period.
I try to listen to my cousin. He tells me and warns me every single time. I don't listen. I don't listen. I get everything at launch, all right? He's probably going to tell me not to buy the Switch at launch. I'm not even that hyped for it. I'm probably going to get it at launch, if we're being real. If we're being real. So anyway, just to wrap up the story real quick. My P series didn't work, so I went ahead. I rolled into a BJ's. Actually, I was just buying deodorant, and then I walked out with a new TV because there was a
So you did cop it? You did cop it?
I did cop it.
I went into BJ's for deodorant.
Yeah, I went into
fucking BJ's. You know how big a BJ's is?
Yeah.
I wanted deodorant and bagel bites. Yeah.
Hey, man, and bagel. Yeah. So I end up. So it's right behind me. It's a SUHD Samsung. It's a JS 9000 series. It has 4K HDR, HDMI 2.0. This is like a beautiful, amazing TV. It's curved.
Smooth.
So the PS4 does work. So I guess that's the question.
So net, you got the PS4 to work?
Yes, the Pro works, 4K works, HDR works, and guys, oh my God, it is incredible. This is next gen. Like, next gen has arrived. It starts now. Greatness was awaiting, and now it came. It arrived. This is the real deal.
Until Microsoft Scorpio comes out. Once Microsoft Scorpio comes out, then you need HDMI 4.2s. So bad. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm out of deodorant again. Hey, well, listen, one thing that I can tell,
That's great.
One thing I know about my man Sonic is you notice he didn't give us that many like Black Friday deals. He's gonna start talking about TVs because that's what he was looking for. He's got no games. You want to know why? That motherfucker buys only at launch. This buy two get one free does nothing for him. Nothing.
Because he's played them all already. That's awesome.
Yes, that's exactly why. So to get into the Black Friday deals, okay, if you are in the market for a PlayStation 4 Pro or you already have one, you need yourself a 4K TV, okay? Now, for those of you who are on a budget, I suggest that you get this Best Buy deal for the Samsung. It is called the KU6300. It's going to be $479 for a 55-inch, which is $300 off retail price. It's a 4K TV, no HDR. Just want to make that clear. It is no HDR support, but it is.
Fuck that TV.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean that's probably not even worth it, and it probably doesn't work with the PS4 either. So.
No. I will say this. Okay, let's move on. And then if you want a TV with HDR, I suggest the Samsung KS8000 series, 55-inch 4K with HDR, full array local dimming, quantum dot display for $999.
That's not bad.
So it's $400 off. That's a really good deal.
That was the P55 competitor.
Exactly, a beautiful picture. And you can't go wrong. It's gonna work with your PS4 Pro, guaranteed. So yeah, definitely cop that one if you're trying to future-proof yourself for sure. And it's also worth noting both of those TVs have very low input lag, so your response time on your game is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be very one-to-one. So that's the deals I got.
So you know what though, and the number one thing I would say for anybody that's going out and looking for TVs is because this is a Black Friday thing. These TVs are probably right now being like featured at Best Buy and Walmart or whatever. Go now and check it out and see it for yourself because all TVs are not equal. You know, like it doesn't matter. I don't care about specs. I don't care what anybody says. You need to go trust your eyes. You need to see it with your own eyes. And so I definitely say go to Best Buy now. Be ready for Friday.
Let me just say this. There's a lot of comparison videos on Digital Foundry, Eurogamer.com, IGN, trying to show the differences between the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. Guys, it does not do it justice. When you see Uncharted 4 running at whatever 1400p upscaled to 4K with high dynamic range, it is next level.
Listen, you just said Uncharted. You about to send Adam to Best Buy right now for the PS4 Pro.
That deal has you written all over it.
What does 4K have to do with next gen voice acting? You guys convinced me of the next gen voice acting, and now
that's another thing. There's next gen pixels, man. It's amazing. The pixel density on these on a 4K HDR set. It's I can't describe it, guys. It's amazing.
I wonder how Sonic plays. Does Sonic play like with the screen like this with his nose on the screen?
Let me tell you. He
must be.
No, I'm sitting about 5 feet away from my 50 inch.
It's like I'm about 24 inches away from the screen, guys, and
man, see you
smooth.
Okay,
tell me
you
the
guys
truth.
Gotta see this.
Did you put the controller down and walk away? Did you put the controller down and just step back and be like?
You know, it's funny because Smooth. So I'm gonna call him out. Real quick. So I showed Smooth The Revenant right at my house. I showed him the Blu-ray, which is a native 1080p, and then I showed him the 4K version. Tell me how he could not tell the difference between the two. He couldn't tell the difference.
Hold on. I said the 1080p version actually had better blacks. And to me, that one looked better. And to me, 4K, 1080p, 4K to me is just a marketing term. You know, there's still not a whole lot of content for it. And it really comes down to perception, how you view it, how your eyesight is, how far away you are. For some people, hey, they may notice it, but I didn't notice much of a difference at all. So am I going to go out and buy a $900 TV? No. But if you guys want to, all more power to you.
This is multiple years of the 3DS, of adjusting your eyes to a 3DS and a Wii U. Then, of course...
No, you know what? I tend to agree with my man Smooth right here. So if you guys are home right now and you're listening to all this and you're like I was growing up and you don't have the money to spend on all this shit that we're talking about today, don't feel bad because this is all fucking garbage. We don't need these expensive ass TVs. I'd actually prefer it if we went back to console with 3 motherfucking wires, a red, a white, and a yellow. I'd be perfectly fine with that shit. Okay. But anyway, we got any other deals you want to spit out real quick? Any other deals? Last minute deals. Here, there's your chance.
Titanfall 35, although you can get it right now for $30. Mafia 3 is a great game, $35.
BioShock Collection, $30 too.
Yes, amazing value, amazing value.
I don't know if I mentioned it earlier. The new Nintendo 3DS, $99 at Target Black Friday deal. That's another good one.
That's a good deal.
That's really good.
That's a hell of a deal.
It's the 3DS XL, not the 2DS, not the small one, but the XL model, $99.
It won't be that XL that much longer. The Switch is coming. Then it'll just be the XM, XS, the XS.
It'll be anyway. It'll be the discontinued.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, not carried by the manufacturer any longer. And, actually, guys, for the fantasy, and if this is your first time joining us, you know that at the end of the show, we like to have a little bit of fun. Usually we do something that's kind of off script or whatever. What I want to do to you guys today, sort of a belated Halloween topic. It's been 2 weeks, but we never talked about scary games around the holidays. So it only makes sense to do it now. So I'm proposing to you guys, first let's go around and give me an honorable mention of a game that maybe it doesn't come to mind when they think of the scariest games ever. All right, that's the topic. Scariest games ever. I want an honorable mention, and then we'll go back around and we'll each give what we think is the greatest one. Maybe give you an experience of why it was so scary to you, and we'll go ahead and vote for the scariest of the 4 at the end. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Everybody got that? I'm gonna start off with my frat brother Neo Gotenks. Neo, the scariest game that you played.
Well, honorable mention or scariest? Which one?
Honorable mention. My bad.
Honorable mention. Alan Wake. Alan Wake.
I never played that.
That's a good one.
I ain't even gonna front. I don't play Alan Wake at night.
That's a good one. It's a psychological thriller.
It's really weird. It's one of those that when a light's about to go out and it like flickers. Alan Wake will make you question what the hell's going on right now.
That's right. So Alan Wake, and that's from the same people that brought Heavy Rain, which was another like a psychological thriller, but that one wasn't so much about like scares as much as it was just fucking with your head. But all right, Stanek, how about you? You got an honorable mention?
That was my honorable mention was Heavy Rain. It's all good. Heavy Rain. If you guys haven't played that one, there's really no gameplay per se. It's mostly just walking through stuff and investigating. But
available for the PlayStation only?
PS3 only. I believe there's a PS4 remastered. I mean, just about every game now is remastered. But yeah, you could probably get it digitally on PS Store. But guys, it's not scary, like in your face scary, like a Silent Hill or Resident Evil or something like that. But it's one of those like Alan Wake psychological thrillers. So I'm gonna say that's my honorable mention.
Word. And my man Smooth, honorable mention, scariest game you played.
Honorable mention, I'm going to have to go ahead and say Resident Evil 4, the Wii U edition. When I played that, it was on the big screen, the projector, playing in the dark, with the pointer controls, so you're fully immersed into the game, having the zombies pop out at you. I'd say that's my honorable mention.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback off that one. So I had a very cool experience with that game, which was it was actually the scene where you play as the girl. You play as the girl that you're trying to save. There's a couple levels where you play just as her, and she's still trying to escape. So there were no weapons in those levels. It was really like a combination of you running from a zombie, maybe tipping over a candle that would light something on fire, that would give some barriers, and it was like it was really tense, super tense, and you were basically just running to the door, closing the door behind you, and then you try to figure a way out the next room, and it wasn't the typical Resident Evil scare. It was like a very suspenseful tension, like I need to get the fuck out of here. And so I really enjoyed those levels, the levels that didn't involve Leon in Resident Evil 4. The other story about that is my little cousin, I say little, he was 14 at the time when I lived up in Rhode Island by myself. He stayed with me for a week. And I had Resident Evil 4, and so he played it while I was at work and at night. And he told me that he didn't, like this when we were much older, he told me that in fact he didn't sleep for 3 days because of Resident Evil 4.
Damn.
Like he started playing at night, and when it get dark, he had to turn it off and you could not go back to sleep.
This was the first time you saw the dude with the chainsaw? The first time. I remember saying,
Never forget. Never forget.
Yeah.
So that's my honorable mention. So let's get into it now. The scariest games that we've ever played. We can't, I mean, we just found out each other's honorable mention, so we can't say Resident Evil 4 or something like that. Let's start with you again, Neo. Greatest, scariest game, and then we're going to vote on it.
Okay.
What's the scariest game you played?
By far, I think, bar none, Dead Space. Dead Space was Resident Evil 1 to just dialed to the max, where it was like literally, it was like you didn't know what corner, what was going to be lying around every single corner. It was nonstop suspense.
So Resident Evil 1 without the tank controls and the bad camera angles.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
defend that later.
It was
you know what I'll say about that game, Dead Space, though, in particular, is do you remember one of the final scenes? And this is a spoiler, but this game is super old, so if you don't know the ending, fuck you. But basically, at the end, you had to actually like control a needle and pierce your eyeball, and it was like this super tense moment. You had to hold the control just right, and if you fucked up, you'd have to start the shit all over again, and you would like pierce your eye with the needle. And it was actually, there was no zombies at that part. You had already pretty much beaten the game. You had to perform some sort of surgery in your eye. I just remember that being like super tense. So yeah, Dead Space is definitely a good choice. I like Dead Space. Sonic, you're up next, man. What do you got?
All right. So by far, the scariest game that still fucks with my head since I was a child, I still think about this game, is Eternal Darkness on the GameCube.
Okay.
If you guys have never heard of this, or have never played this, I encourage you to at least play it or watch a YouTube video on it or something. This game messes with your head in ways that no other game has. So there were times where you're playing the game, right? And then it will randomly reverse your controls. Or there's a time where you start playing and then the game will go back to the menu, the main menu screen, right? And then when you press start, it says your save file was deleted.
What?
And it's not until
oh my god, this is amazing.
It's one of those games. It is one of those games that really messes with your head. And I remember playing this as a kid at a friend's house, and I couldn't bring myself to play more than 15 to 20 minutes at a time. It messed with you every step of the way.
Okay,
so,
that is.
It sounds like this is what Ubisoft has tried to do with the last couple of Assassin's Creed games. But now it's just, we look at them as glitches, but, you know.
Yeah. No, these are...
Ubisoft's ahead of its time.
They're, and I'm not trolling, like, these are not glitches I'm talking about. These are actual things that happen in the game. And it's like the game is trolling the player. It's so cool, but at the same time...
It sounds like my kind of game.
Yeah, check it, guys. Check it out. Check it out. It's really cool.
That is awesome. Okay, yeah. So Eternal Darkness, I've never played the game. I never even seen action play, but it was one of those games when the GameCube was out that was always being featured. The cover is there. I know exactly what the cover looks like because there was always copies and it was always sold like a Nintendo IP, like an intellectual property. Like they was always there with every console. That shit sold like a motherfucker. So you weren't alone, even though none of us have played it. And I've never seen gameplay footage. That was a really popular game. Smooth. Round it out, man. What is the scariest game you've played?
So this was a game that wasn't scary in the traditional sense, but it was one of those games where when you played it, you feel like you wanted to wet yourself, you wanted to throw things, because it was
Uncharted 4.
It was it was scary because it was so hard. Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the Super Nintendo. It was scary because it was just ridiculously hard, and you know you'd spend so much time trying to get past the first level, and back then you know in games. You know, when you die back then, you start all the way at the beginning of the level. Now when you die, you're right back where you started. So it's like you missed the littlest jump or you dodge, you know, a little too late and forget about it. It's over. So that game still brings a chill down my spine. I never want to see it again. Never want to play it again.
That's funny. I remember when you're about to die screaming, "No!"
Remember the days when there weren't saves, so you had to type in passwords? Remember there were passwords for levels? Kids don't know about that.
Yeah, no, the Mega Man series with the buttons and the quadrants. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
All right, I remember that.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I'll finish it off. My scariest game, you guys said mine already, so I'll go with Resident Evil 1, and it's more because of the impact it had on me. Because I played it when this first came out. It was on the PlayStation. I actually borrowed someone's PlayStation because I was going to be home for like the next 3 days. And so I got a PlayStation and I got Resident Evil. The other thing I'll mention is Resident Evil, back then, you needed a memory card. And I had no memory card. So I had to beat this game in a sitting. So I literally, on a sick day, beat the entire game. But anyway, I want to tell you about the first experience I had with Resident Evil. I was maybe 15 and my sister was 10. And you first walk into the first time you have ever walked into that kitchen, and then you see something sort of munching, you hear a munching sound and there's blood, and the zombie turned and looked at you like, whew. This was just a quick camera turn, and that shit made me jump. And I was like, what the hell am I playing right now? This is not a video game. And I remember like I stopped and I played it again, and then I called my sister. I was like, Anna, come in here. She was like 10 years old, and I scared the shit out of her. I was like, just sit here with me for a little bit. It was the most amazing experience. And to this day, you guys know Resident Evil is one of my all-time favorite franchises. I own every single game they've ever made. I'm one of the few people that's replayed the games and actually knows the ridiculous story that makes no sense behind it. It's because of Resident Evil 1. And I'm not a PlayStation guy. I actually have never owned a PlayStation. But Resident Evil is the one it came from PlayStation. I'll never forget that. One of my favorite. It's a Capcom game, but yeah, Resident Evil 1, that initial experience, I feel like I was there when horror games came out. I feel like I felt the first scare ever. I was there with the masses. You know, like we all experienced that for the first time. It had never happened, guys.
Yep.
So mine is Resident Evil 1.
That might go down as, I think, one of the only games that I repurchased. Do you remember when, was it Director's Cut came out? Was it a double disc?
Yeah, I think it was. You're right.
And I remember my mind being blown when you saw like video clips of the dogs. Like I was just like, oh my God, you know.
Listen, and you guys dog the camera angles in Resident Evil. I continue to say that yes, it was a limitation. It's not like they did it by design, but they took advantage of that limitation. A lot of the scares had to do with the fact that you had no control of the camera. That really limited what you can see around corners, and they took advantage of lighting and things like that. When it was one of the better looking games, actually. That was because they got to play with, textures and lighting, and all the way through. Same thing with Resident Evil 4 was all about textures instead of like how other games were trying to do pixel count. But anyway, yeah, I love Resident Evil. You guys know that. So let's go around real quick and let's vote for the scariest game. I'm gonna go first, and I can't pick my own, so I'm gonna pick. Was that your honorable mention? It's the Troll game. It's the game Eternal Darkness, the one that Troll.
Eternal Dark. That's my pick. That's my number one.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna vote for. That just sounds absolutely genius. So I'm in for that one. Go ahead, you next, man. What do you got, Sonic? Who you voting for?
I'm going with Neo's pick with Dead Space. Another thing also that he didn't mention is the save system in Dead Space. It was one of those where you can only save at certain intervals of the game. So there was no autosave. That's what made it 10 times scarier.
Completely had to replay like 4 hours worth because I ran out of ammo and there was no way to get any ammo at the end.
Oh,
yeah.
That was a Resident Evil trope, right? That is a Resident Evil trope because Dead Space shared a lot with Resident Evil, and one of it was the resource management. It definitely fucked with you.
Yeah.
So no millennial mode. When you die, you gotta start. You gotta play a little bit more.
Exactly. That's what makes it scary. Yeah. So that's my
Neo. Can't vote for your own. Who do you got?
Yo, that Eternal, I need to look it up. Because that sounds some more like Psycho Mantis type shit from Metal Gear Solid. That's pretty dope.
I'm almost wondering if the developers of that game were obsessed with that boss fight from Metal Gear that they just decided to make a whole game like it. I would be curious to know if the developers had that train of thought, but yeah.
And Smooth. It's have you voted yet? No, you haven't.
No,
what do you got?
Eternal Darkness is my pick also. So it looks like Sonic got the.
Sonic's got it.
Look at that. The baby suggests a game that we haven't played. Really,
an old game at that. This is over a decade old.
And
I just want to make that clear.
Nintendo console.
And it's on a.
Has become.
Yes.
Nintendo Magic right there.
That's right.
But anyway, how did this guy somehow find a way to mention Nintendo on the way out? That makes
somehow finds a way.
But anyway, guys, we're getting to get out of here. I want to once again thank you guys for showing up. If you like what you saw, like the video. If you want to see more of us, subscribe. Because listen, we're going to start doing this more often now that we're getting sponsored and we got some friends around the internet. We're going to come at you. We're going to record on Sunday nights, a second show. It's going to be a little different. I don't want to tell you just what it is. Tune in so you can see what it's about, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And again, we're going to continue recording, probably give you guys something around this time every week. I want to thank you guys who came at us from cosgamer.com. And I want to thank the guys over at gameraven.com who have also been helping us out. Make sure you go check them out. And like I said, look for that sweepstakes. Make sure you get in there. And hopefully soon we're going to start actually probably naming off the people that have won during the show. But anyway, I want to thank you guys again for showing up and making us part of your day. We're going to get the fuck out of here. Peace.
Peace.